Welcome to the Ball Talks video call show. My name is Riam. So I'm with three other guests, and we're here today to talk some ball. So introduce yourself, guys.
All right, my name's Miguel. Been playing ball for like 5 years. I'm 18 years old. Been watching ball since like 2010, 2011. And yeah, man, ball is life.
Ball is life. Ball is life.
My name is Quan. I'm 17 years old. I've been playing basketball since the 5th, 6th grade. I've been watching basketball since 08, 09. And yeah, man, I really love basketball.
Where are you from?
Illinois.
Okay.
All right. My name's Amrit. I'm 18. I'm from the Toronto area. Six side ting.
Six.
I've been watching basketball since I was like 5 or 6 because my older brother, and I've been playing since around then too. And yeah, so since I'm from Toronto, I got to represent the Raptors, obviously.
Yeah. We the North. All right, so let's start off with the MVP talk. Obviously, there's a tight one. I think personally comes down to two players. I think that's what most people think. So
I think that's what it really has to come down to.
It's either
Has to
Westbrook
come
and
down to
Harden,
two guys.
obviously. So
Yes.
what's your definition of MVP, and who do you guys got for MVP and why?
All right, for me, I think what defines MVP is a player who, before the season starts, everybody has their analysis of what team will go to the finals, what team will make playoffs, what team will actually do good, what team will do bad. I think it deals with players whose team is not projected to even make the playoffs, or they're projected to be a low seed in the playoffs, and they're projected to get out in the first or second round. To me personally, I feel like a player like James Harden should win MVP. I mean, the Rockets were projected 10th before the season had started, and he brought them all the way to a 3rd seed in the West, and they are able to contend for an NBA championship. To me, that's the definition of MVP. A player who, before the season starts, everybody's doubting them, and then they burst on the scene out of nowhere. Same thing like Isaiah Thomas. He burst on the scene out of nowhere. But James Harden's been doing it to where last year, the Rockets, they were really, really bad. They were a really bad team. He actually was high, but the team was really, really bad. James Harden this year, a whole different type of player who gets his team more involved than I've ever seen him do before. He's scoring more. He's doing more basically as a leader for this team, and he's putting his team in a position to where come around May, June, we might see this man in the NBA Finals.
I don't know about that, but I say it comes down to 4 guys. NBA Finals, I don't know about that, but 4 guys, I say. For me, I got Westbrook first, then obviously Harden second. It's really those two. Like the other 2 or 3, I'll name 5. The other 2 or 3 are just like honorable mentions or like in consideration because it's really only those 2. But third, I say LeBron, and then I got Kawhi, and then Isaiah Thomas. Westbrook, because he's not working with too much. I mean, his second best player really is Vic Oladipo, and he's been really, really inconsistent. Plus, he lost Kevin Durant, a former MVP, scoring 4-time scoring champion. And really, if you look at his team and you compare it to Harden, Harden's surrounded with snipers. And I'm not saying that like Harden isn't really doing anything. I'm saying like because of Mike D'Antoni and that system, I feel like it really benefits Harden perfectly. And really, Russell Westbrook's coach, Billy Donovan, I'm not sure if he's a great coach. I mean, I don't know about that. But because of all of that, I feel like Westbrook is by far the MVP. And then lastly, I'll mention the triple-double. But I didn't say that first because I'm not in love with stats. Like, in the end of the day, they're just stats, but a triple-double, something we haven't seen in over, like, 55 years.
I was just going to say, my definition of MVP is, like, literally most valuable. It's not the best player in the league. So,
most valuable to the team?
Yeah, most valuable to the team, and I guess it would be most valuable in the whole league compared to everybody else. So like that's why I personally used to think, or I still think Draymond Green's still the most valuable player in Golden State. So my personal MVP, I'm just gonna say Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James. You could easily take it. Like they deserve it as well. But my personal MVP, I think you have to go James Harden. Westbrook's a beast. He's doing a lot, but James Harden took his team from last year. They were the 8th seed with a dysfunctional team, a new coach with Bickerstaff last year with the firing of Kevin McHale at the start of the season, to getting a new coach and Mike D'Antoni, playing a whole new position basically, and getting no real stars on their team. It's just basically him, and snipers, and then Clint Capella, right? So I think he deserves it more than Westbrook does. Also because he's now 3rd seed in the West, which is it's crazy to do considering last season I think the top 3 teams were Golden State, San Antonio, and the Clippers, probably, or OKC. So those were the top 4, and this year, nobody would have guessed Houston. Everybody guessed Houston probably be around 10th or 11th, and so I think you have to go James Harden for MVP, even though Westbrook is just beasting out this year.
I just simply feel like Harden has more to work with, which is why I give it to Westbrook, because it's not like Westbrook is a 9th seed or an 8th seed. He's one game back from the 5th seed, and I feel like look at his team. That team, other than Enes Kanter, no one's really playing that well. Steven Adams gives you 11 points and 7 rebounds, right? And and he's not. And pardon me.
No, I was just gonna say. To be fair, I think it was 05 or 06. Kobe had his team in the 6th seed, but his teams, or he still didn't win MVP, averaging 35, 5-4, 31, 5-4 between those 2 seasons. Steve Nash won it back to back. So to me, it's more what you did for your team to bring them to a top.
Well, you could argue Kobe got robbed.
But did he really though? Cause
I don't believe in that. You have to be a top 1 or 2 or a top 4 team in the NBA, top 1 or 2 seed. I feel the most valuable. If you take Westbrook off that team, they're 13th, 14th in the West. I feel you take Harden off.
I was gonna say that's the same.
If you take Harden off the Rockets, they're still. I'm not saying they're a good team. No, not by any means. But I feel they're better than that Oklahoma City team without Westbrook. And because if you look at Harden's team, he has 3 players that are top 10 in the NBA in 3-pointers made. He's got Ryan Anderson, Trevor Ariza, and Eric Gordon. And then obviously he's 2nd. So again, I'm not saying Harden has MVP players on his team. I'm just saying he has a little more to work with than Westbrook. And Westbrook, if he was the 8th seed, I wouldn't talk about this guy MVP. But I feel if he can get to the 5th seed and be 1 game back from the 4th seed or something like that, I feel you got to give it to the man. And then of course, triple-double.
I don't like doing what ifs. But I'm just gonna do it just because. So if you swap Westbrook and Harden, with Westbrook on the Houston, will they still be in 3rd? You think?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't see it. I don't see it. And the reason,
I think so.
This is the reason why I disagree with that. I disagree with that because look at James Harden, look at Westbrook. Those are 2 different players. They have both different type of play styles. James Harden, as you see the Rockies let him do more. I mean, he's more of a he's more of a one-on-one player. He can literally, he's an ISO player. He can do it on anybody, and he's a better shooter. He can score in more ways than Westbrook can. And that right there will limit Westbrook because, as you see, Houston let James Harden. He's actually the point guard. They let him control the game. If you see how he plays, look how Westbrook plays. James Harden, to me, that's the reason why Westbrook. That's why when people try to argue that Westbrook his team isn't that good. To me, that doesn't make a big difference because that really is based on how the player plays. If you can hit threes contested or open threes consistently, then the team's not going to let you open from three. They're not going to sit there. They're not going to guard you that tight if you can't hit that many threes. So they're just going to get on your other players that actually can make more threes than you. So then that limits them. But for James Harden, he doesn't have to worry about that because if it's a pick and roll, like I said, they're going to make a decision. Will we trap him and leave somebody open in a corner, or will we just play man to man because he can get past?
But you'd rather Oklahoma City's supporting cast than the Rockets?
If I were to,
now I'm talking the coach too. I'm talking the coach too.
If I were
like,
to,
who would you rather have?
If I would,
I'd rather have Houston.
I'd rather have Houston.
If you put,
like,
I would if you think about it. If you put James Harden on KC, I promise you, they're still as good as the Rockets. He will somehow make them as good as the Rockets.
I don't know about
man.
that.
You can't
but
say
I still think
maybe not as good.
No, but I still think Harden.
They'd be in the playoffs.
Harden would make OKC better than Russell would make the Rockets.
Yeah, that's why I agree with Amber too. I don't know. I see Houston's team roster is better, but I just feel like the two playing styles and like even the IQ wise, Harden has the edge over Westbrook. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, but if we're talking about a better player, then you get it's tight, but like, and people talk about the triple double. Like Harden's not too far off of the triple double. I think he averages like 8 rebounds, 7.5 rebounds,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm saying like Harden should have won it 2 years ago. When Curry won his first MVP, that should have went to James Harden because he didn't have Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was injured like 3/4 of the season, and he still drove them to a high seed. I forget what seed they were.
Yeah.
But
I think they were second.
That makes my point that he didn't have much to work with. Like his second best player, Dwight Howard, and like he was injured. Like he didn't have. So that's why I say Westbrook because like this guy's team. I'm not gonna say it's ass, but like I'm saying it's not good compared to the Rockets. Like the Rockets have 6 players in double figures. 6 players. The Thunder have like 3.
But okay, to
3
be,
or 4.
I think that's because of Harden. Though.
Harden, exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah, but they're also better players. They're also better players. Like would you rather Doug McDermott or Eric Gordon?
No, Eric Gordon, obviously. But
okay, yeah. So you'd rather that. Would you rather Steven Adams or Clint Capella? Look at their numbers before you say something.
Steven Adams.
Why would you rather Steven Adams?
I think I'd rather Steven Adams is a better overall player.
Adams is better.
Yeah.
Capella's numbers are because of Harden, I think.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Harden made
Capella like that. Yeah. I don't know. To me, both players elevate
better shooters.
But Harden,
and I think you have to give credit to the GM too because he surrounded this team. He just brought in a bunch of shooters to surround James Harden. But I feel like that system is just perfect for this guy where Westbrook doesn't have a perfect system surrounding him, where he has to do a lot more, I feel like. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that.
Well, also, you can't also say the players because you got to think about their coach, Mike D'Antoni. A lot of people, what his nickname is Mike D'Antoni. Even when he was the Phoenix Suns head coach, that team is not based on defense. That's an offensive style coach. He will find
exactly, and James Harden's an offensive minded player.
He's going to score more than you.
He benefits him perfectly. Like give you the ball, let you run the show.
To be fair, Harden has picked up his defense this year, just by a little bit. He's been playing better defense this year than he has probably in the past couple years.
Yeah, it's like his best year defensively.
It's not like he's playing great.
Trying to say Harden's a good defender?
No,
I'm not saying
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's gotten better.
He's putting more effort.
Yeah.
He's putting more effort this year.
I don't think Westbrook's a good defender. I don't think Westbrook's a good defender. Westbrook's overrated to me as a defender, but he's still putting way more effort.
I never said that.
I
never said that. He's a better defender than Harden.
Yeah, when he actually wants to play defense, but.
If you watch both of them play defense, you have to take Westbrook.
Yeah, but they're still both.
Harden still has those things where he looks at the man, drives by him.
Yeah,
he still does that.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing with Westbrook, he gambles a lot.
He does.
He cheats.
I'm not saying Westbrook's a good defender.
he chases.
I'm not saying that at all.
So he's not really